Good evening, YouTube. This is your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. This is just some sad news, and I mean, it's just, it wasn't that long ago. I did a couple of videos where I mentioned the passing away of a couple of legends, one in sports and one in media, and now this was another legend in sports, and this is one woman that I've followed up. I used to be a fan of back in the day. I think she was considered one of the most pretty, most attractive women in the sport of female bodybuilding. Her career was kind of short lived, because she believed that she didn't want to go to that level where most women went to. But it's just. eh. But anyway, and this is I just saw this on my one of my Facebook friends posted this, and I clicked the link. It's posted on Fitness Vault, which I will post a link into the description, and it announced the passing away of former IFBB Pro Laura Bass. And Miss Bass was a competitor, and she didn't compete as long. She was a pro for about a couple of years, and she gained her pro by winning the '92 NPC Nationals. And it's surprisingly that she died from she suffered depression and she committed suicide. Anyway, let me go on and say the story from what I've information that was given here. So, uh, anyway, this was shared by um, information. We are very dismayed to learn about another death in the bodybuilding community. Former IFB pro Laura Bass supposedly took her own life at age of 49 after battling with depression for a long time, according to fellow competitor Tanya Knight. And you know Tanya Knight, she was a classic from back. She was one of those classics back in the '90s and about the same time era. Um, Tanya took to social media to share the unfortunate news and a little about who Bass was. Today is a very sad day for bodybuilders and fans of all over the world. Laura Bass has been struggling with depression for a very long time and unfortunately took her own life yesterday. Laura was one of the most kind and compassionate people I know. She nursed injured animals back to health. She was one of the most beautiful and talented IFB pros, bodybuilders. I'm so proud to have been a friend of Laura's. Please pray for her loved ones and most importantly her son. R.I.P. Sweet Laura, sending her hugs and prayers to you, David and Maria. And this is just sad. I mean, and I mean, she was just, now she gained her pro card back in '92, and that year, that was the same year she competed with Denise Rosowski, and she beat Denise Rosowski, meaning Denise Rosowski missed out being a pro that year. Denise turned pro to '93. And she had a great body, a great physique. I mean, she would have been perfect for physique today, but she competed as a heavyweight, and she won the overall in '92. The overall, and only competed twice. She was 6 months in by the time she turned pro, and she didn't have much luck placing. She did ninth and 10th in the Miss International in '94 and '95. That's kind of surprising. She had a beautiful look to a great body. You think she would do better, but I think by the mid late '90s, they were going with the bigger girls. Like remember Kim Javetsky, she won '95. She won the Miss Olympia, and you saw the coming of Lisa Lewis and several more of the much larger Amazons coming in. And I think Laura, I think she had no place in it anymore. I mean, if she came in like in maybe the early '90s, she probably would have did pretty good. But by then I think the bigger women were pushing out a lot of the more smaller women. That's why I remember Sarah Bernot, she jumped over to bodybuilding. But she was obviously much more than just a competitor to her friends. She was kind, compassionate. She had a passion for animals. She saw a lot. I mean, she was a beautiful person inside and out. and she was truly missed, but she would be truly missed. Anyway, I remember her. She had that look to her. She had an exotic look to her. She was dark hair, she had those blue piercing eyes. Was it blue green, something like that? Something about her. I think said her. She was doing an interview. Said her father was originally from Germany. I forgot what her mother was. She said, and this interview she did is in the it's on the it's in the description what she did with Dave Jumbo Palumbo, where they went to Dubai a few years ago, right after she quit bodybuilding and she jumped to fitness. And back then, fitness was different from what it was today. And she jumped over there, and she still showed how she got breast implants and how it got a bad boob job. But she had an amazing physique, a great look. She was one of those that, I mean, if she competed today, like she kind of, I think one person, I think she looks more like I think she looks like the current champion, Sarah Vegas. I think Sarah Vegas is her close comparison to her today. And she just had that exotic look like Sharon Bernot. Sharon Bernot, remember, she came in, great muscle, dark hair, that exotic look to her. And it just said that, and she was dealing with the depression. She was, like I said, she was married. She was married and she had a son and she was divorced. Also, she was a black belt in Taekwondo, and so she had a background in mixed martial arts. In combat, martial arts, and she was just beautiful, amazing. I mean, and you think someone like that would, especially if she stayed a little longer in bodybuilding, I think she probably would have done a lot better. Especially if think about 2000s when we were going to more of the new look, more the less muscle, more femininity look. I think she would have done a lot better. But she made a switch to fitness. She did fitness for I think for a couple of years, and eventually she got out of that. But she did a lot of video sections because of her look, her exotic look, her beauty, her great body. She wasn't too muscular. She wasn't too lean. I mean, she just had that great physique, and it's just so sad to hear that she passed away and dealing with depression. That's the hard part about that. Some say it's just life can hit you hard. And also, what she had was dealing with some medical issues. I watched the interview she did with Dave Palumbo. She had an issue where she had some kind of heart condition where she had a pacemaker, and I understand I got one. Also, she had several knee surgeries over time, but she said because of her bodybuilding regimen, that helped prolong the her surgeries over the times and helped with her development. Have her knee having less problems. Working out really helped her out, and she also had other symptoms. But you're not gonna say it's from use of steroids or whatever. And also like this, I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not want to hear no comments about steroids or anything like this. Keep that shit to yourself. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know people have freedom of speech, but this is my channel, my page. If you put that stuff on there, it's gonna be deleted. So don't. This woman passed away. She had a son, and I think the last thing you want to know about what his mother did, he probably knows, but he don't need it put in his face. So keep it to yourself. I don't want to hear about freedom of speech. Hear about this. It's a freedom of me more to do what I want to do. I want to say I want to remember this beautiful woman, who she was. She was an athlete. She was a lady. She was she has so much going for her. And she was a mother. She helped out animals. She was just one of those that, even though she was only in sport for a short time, she did so much for the short time she did, and it's just so sad that she's gone. And this is also a factor with you know athletes that sometimes they have issues like depression, and sometimes it's hard for people to reach out and help. And even though she probably had the love of her son, but sometimes it's not enough. It's one thing trying to help the mind. The old saying, the body may be strong, but sometimes the mind might be weak. So it's a sad loss to the sport of bodybuilding. Like I said, the interview she did with Jim Malone was like about almost 2 years ago, and I watched it. And it was just, it was just so funny, so many funny stories they had about they went to Dubai. It was her and she was the only female bodybuilding with a group of male bodybuilders, and this was back before the body became what it was now. As you know, they're having the tonight they're supposed to have the UFC 257 there right now, and before it became a tourist place, now it was just straight desert. And she told how it was hard for her, like how it was, especially that part of the world being the Middle East, and how it is towards women. But like I said, she was a beautiful woman, a great physique, amazing body, and just someone just with a great personality, I believe. And like I said, I would love to have met her, maybe interview her. But like I said, it's one of the things that, it's just how it is. So like I said, I want to say rest in peace to Miss Laura Bass. I want to give condolences to her son and the rest of her family and friends. And just, it's just one of these things that's happening. It just seemed like 2021, just this first month seemed like if it's not one thing, like it's not dealing with the coronavirus or dealing with just any other thing in life. It's just just people just deciding that life is so hard they rather just end it, just to end it. And and his side thing was, I'm gonna say, I found this also, she is a Trump supporter. And I don't want to believe that she did that. She committed her suicide because of that. I don't want to think somebody would kill themselves over that man. But you never know. It's just the mindset of some people. But anyway, I want to say to Miss Laura Bass, rest in peace. You're a beautiful angel. Now you're in a beautiful place. This is your man on Red George page. Don't like, don't subscribe. I'm out.